today we're going to look at what are their intentions. So if you have a person of interest, what are their intentions? This doesn't have to be romantic, right? This can be anyone really. A colleague, a boss, someone that you're having some dealings with or question about what their motives are, right? Business deal. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. All right, let's take a look. What are their intentions? What are their intentions? What are their intentions? Okay. What are their intentions? Why are they stuck so far away? Let's move this a little bit. There we go. All right, we have simplify, self-care, acceptance, and prayer. What are their intentions? Simplify. I think this person is a simple person, right? Not to say that in a derogatory sense, but right, but a simple person. They like a simple life. They just, they lead a simple life. They don't like a lot of drama, right? They like order, right? Simplify. So obviously I don't know what the situation is pertaining to you, but I want to say there's a sense of things not being complicated. So perhaps someone in the situation is making things a little bit more complicated than they really are, right? So, and I suppose this can be read as your intentions or the other person's intentions, I suppose, but I guess you could flip-flop it, but it's almost as if someone in the situation is making things a little bit more complicated, or reading a little bit more into it possibly, or fantasizing, coming up with some elaborate stories or schemes that they're thinking of, and that's probably because there isn't a lot of communication, right? For whatever reason there isn't some communication, but with the simplify card, I think either who's ever thinking, like running off with stories in their head, they need to simplify things, or the person is being very is just very simple as a person, likes a simple life, and doesn't like complicated things, and so maybe there's the perception is off, right? Maybe your perception is off because you're thinking they're doing something not righteous. What's the unrighteous? I don't know what the word is, but you think they're doing something wrong, and or they're being deceitful, or they're hiding something or whatever, but they're not. They're just a simple person, and yeah, there's someone is making something more out of this than it really is. Anyway, self-care. So this person may be like taking a step back and focusing on themselves, right? So again, whether it's a romantic relationship or not, a business relationship, something, a friend, someone in the family that you're just unsure of their intentions, they're not speaking, they're not communicating. So the things that they're doing, that they're showing you, or the lack of things they're doing, right? Whether or not they're taking action, right? The not communicating, or not talking, or not bringing up the subject, or being a little standoffish, or wanting to be a little bit maybe more private or something, right? Those behaviors are because they want to take a step back, right? They want to be a little bit more introspective, or they want to figure things out for themselves, right? So again, if it is a romantic relationship, they want to, sort things out for themselves before moving forward. If it's a business relationship, I get the feeling that maybe they're a little bit more of a mental person, or an air sign, and they want to think things through, right? They're the type of person that needs to process things themselves, think things through, think of the pros and the cons, and the possible outcomes, and how they feel about things, right? So I think they're taking a step back and focusing on themselves, and maybe figuring out what they want, or what their desires and needs are in the situation. Okay, that's Kitty's butt there. Come on, Kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. All right, and then the next one is acceptance. What are their intentions? Well, this person could be very accepting, right? This person can be accepting of either side, either way it goes, right? Whether or not they become involved with the situation, or whether or not they don't, right? They could be very accepting of you. Acceptance. It's almost as if they're allowing, if you look at this picture, she's allowing or calling in this beautiful creature, right? So it's almost if they're accepting of and accepting and allowing the process to unfold, allowing the person to express themselves, right? The other party to express themselves, and then again, I feel as if this person is is like an air sign, right? Is very mental, right? Analytical, thinks a lot about everything before they make a move, right? But at the same time has a big heart, has a caring heart, and is accepting of other people, and willing to be like absorb and process not only what they're experiencing, but what the other person is experiencing. All right, and the last is prayer. So this is an interesting card for prayer. There's a mermaid. I'm not sure if that's a merman. In turbulent seas. Oh, okay. Okay. So, again, I don't think this person likes conflict, right? They don't like rough seas. And so, in times of conflict or in times of when there would be maybe someone who's a bit more aggressive or someone who's pressuring them, right? So if you're pressuring this other person for an answer, or if you're pressuring this person for information, or you're pressuring this person to either say yes or no to the deal, whatever it is, right? They're going to retreat, right? They're going to pull back. They're going to they're just going to be uncomfortable, right? Again, they're a simple person that doesn't like a lot of conflict, likes a simple life, likes things to, not necessarily simple life, but likes things to be ordered and somewhat regimented, somewhat kind of like the same day in and day out. I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. I go get my coffee, I go to work, I read, I watch this, I read that, whatever, right? They're somewhat regimented and they like that stability. Thank you. Okay, prayer. So in times when they're feeling stressed, pressured, maybe they're resorting to prayer. Maybe they're, again, going within. The self-care card, right? I think matches up with the prayer card, right? So when you're praying, right, what are you doing? You're going within, looking for answers. Yeah, overall, I would say their intentions would be good, right, and positive, right? They're going to do the right thing because they are so up in their head and thinking things through and thinking of the pros and the cons and everything, right? And very accepting. They're willing to look at the other side, look at the other person, right? So I would say their intentions are true, honorable, good, whatever word you want to use for it, right? Because they're going to process things. They're going to be caring and introspective enough to make a intelligent decision based on both parties involved, and then also based on what's good for them and what they perceive to be a right action for the other person, right? Or good for the other person, right? Okay, I hope that helps. I hope that gives you some insight and clarity. I thank you for your continued support. I thank you for allowing me to be of service, and I hope that helps. Thank you.